The call of the crystalline heart. You didn't find this transmission. It found you. It arrived through the pulse of your own frequency, through the invisible pathways of the quantum field, guided by the rhythm of your crystalline DNA, responding to a vibration that your soul has been sending since the beginning of time. If your chest has been pulsing lately, if you felt warmth in your heart, pressure between your shoulder blades, or waves of emotion with no apparent cause, that's not random. It's the crystalline heart of Lemuria awakening inside you. Long before you were born, before the body, before memory, your consciousness existed as pure resonant geometry, part of the Lemurian grid, the living network of light that once surrounded this planet like a halo of gold. When Lemuria descended into density, that grid was not destroyed, it was hidden. It fragmented into millions of luminous seeds, each one encoded in human DNA. One of them was placed inside your chest. Every heartbeat you've ever felt, every surge of love, compassion, or pain has been the code knocking from within, waiting for this exact moment in cosmic timing to be remembered. That moment is now. This is not just a video. This is a quantum activation, a heart coherence initiation, and a timeline reset for your consciousness. Each word is a frequency, each pause a breath from the field, each vibration a call from the ancient Lemurian network to your crystalline memory. You are not here to learn, you're here to remember. Because the new Lemuria will not rise from the oceans. It will rise from within human hearts, beating in coherence. Every breath you take in alignment, every emotion you transmute into compassion, every thought harmonized with love, sends a visible wave of energy into the crystalline grid. That grid is alive. It listens. It responds to coherence. It amplifies intention. And right now, as you hear these words, it's responding to you. This is the sacred architecture of awakening, where spirituality meets physics and remembrance meets manifestation. Your body is the antenna. Your breath is the bridge. Your heart is the portal. You've arrived at the threshold of the crystalline heart frequency, the same vibration that once illuminated Lemuria, that activated the temples of light beneath the oceans, that allowed entire civilizations to live in harmony with the pulse of the cosmos. This is the frequency of love remembering itself. This is the pulse of Gaia rising through the spine of humanity. This is the voice of the ancient grid whispering through your bloodstream. You were never separate from the light. You were the light, learning how to feel itself again. So breathe slowly, 5 seconds in, 5 seconds out. Feel your heartbeat synchronizing with the Earth's. The field is listening. The crystalline network is awakening. And the new Lemuria begins now, inside you.
Chapter 1. The Heart as a Portal. Before thought existed, before sound or language were ever born, there was only rhythm, and that rhythm was the heartbeat of creation. Every civilization that truly awakened, from Lemuria to Atlantis, from Egypt to the stars, began not with knowledge, but with the remembrance of the heart. The Lemurians knew that the heart was not just an organ of flesh. It was a stargate, a living portal between the visible and the invisible, between matter and spirit, between the human and the divine. When they placed their hands on their chest and breathed with intention, they weren't praying, they were opening the gateway of coherence that connects all dimensions. Your heart is not inside your body. Your body exists inside the field of your heart. Modern science calls this the electromagnetic torus, a field that extends meters beyond you, spinning energy in spirals of golden light. The Lemurians called it the sphere of remembrance, the place where all timelines converge into one pulse. When your breath slows, when your attention rests in the center of your chest, that field expands. You begin to feel warmth, tingling, sometimes tears that appear without reason. That is the crystalline code awakening, the multidimensional bridge between your soul and the quantum field that responds to coherence. Every emotion you've ever felt was a signal sent through that bridge. Fear collapses it, love amplifies it, and pure coherence, the state of being aligned in heart, mind, and soul, turns it into a portal of manifestation. The Lemurians didn't manifest through effort or willpower, they breathed reality into form. Each inhale drew energy from source. Each exhale sculpted that energy into matter. That is the true meaning of as above, so below. You are the meeting point of heaven and earth. Your breath is the translator of divine frequency into physical experience. Every time you breathe with awareness, you are reactivating the Lemurian technology of creation, an ancient organic technology built not with metal or circuits, but with rhythm, intention, and love. Close your eyes now. Inhale for 5 seconds. Exhale for 5 seconds. As you do, visualize a golden sphere expanding from your heart, radiating into the room, touching everything with light. This isn't imagination, it's electromagnetic reality. The latest research in quantum biology proves that DNA emits photons, tiny particles of light that respond to emotion. Your body is a transmitter. Your emotion is the signal. Your heart is the antenna connecting you to the crystalline network of Gaia and the consciousness of the stars. When the Lemurians walked the earth, their temples were built in alignment with the rhythm of their collective hearts. They didn't worship gods. They remembered that the divine lived inside their pulse. They called this state Anura, the sacred breath of the heart, and every sunrise began with that collective breathing, tuning the entire civilization into one unified field of harmony. That same field is returning now through you. Each time you breathe consciously, you're retuning back into that ancient coherence. Each heartbeat reopens the portal of remembrance that connects you to the infinite. So breathe once more, not to survive, but to activate. You are not observing this reality, you are vibrating it into existence through the portal of your own heart. And as the Lemurian masters once said, the door to the infinite was never outside. It was the silence between two heartbeats.
Chapter 2: The Crystalline Frequency of Gaia. Before Lemuria sank beneath the ocean of memory, its people listened to a song, a low, endless hum that came from the body of the earth itself. That vibration has never stopped. It still moves through mountains, rivers, and through your bones. Modern science calls it the Schumann resonance. The ancients called it the mother tone, the heartbeat of Gaia, the living consciousness of this planet. Every quartz crystal in the crust of the earth, every molecule of salt in the ocean, every droplet of water in your blood vibrates in sympathy with that tone. When you breathe in heart coherence, you begin to oscillate at the same rhythm as Gaia's electromagnetic field. In that moment, the boundary between you and the planet dissolves. You are not a guest on Earth.
You are Earth becoming aware of herself. The science and the spirit. Physicists call it a standing wave. Mystics call it the song of creation. At about 7.83 Hertz, Gaia's field synchronizes the alpha waves of the human brain and the electromagnetic torus of the heart. This resonance stabilizes the nervous system, restores balance to the endocrine field, and opens the subtle channels through which the Lemurian code reawakens. When the Lemurians built their crystalline temples, they aligned the architecture of stone and quartz to that frequency. Every wall, every pillar, every altar was tuned like an instrument. When the community entered collective coherence, the buildings themselves began to glow. The light you see in ancient myths, pillars of fire, spheres of radiance, wasn't magic. It was bioelectromagnetic resonance between human hearts and the planetary grid. How you tune in to Gaia again. Close your eyes. Place your hand over your chest. Inhale for 5 seconds. Exhale for 5 seconds. Feel the subtle vibration rising from the ground, entering through the soles of your feet, spiraling up your spine, converging in your heart. That is the crystalline frequency of Gaia, a current of golden plasma traveling through your meridians, reminding your cells that they were born from stardust and ocean salt. Each breath of coherence anchors a little more of this frequency into matter. The more humans breathe in unity, the stronger the planetary grid becomes. This is how the new Lemuria returns, not by tectonic shift, but by collective vibration. The magnetic consequences. When your heart field synchronizes with Gaia's, synchronicities accelerate. You think of someone, and they write to you. You speak a prayer, and the universe rearranges itself to answer. You begin to notice that time bends around emotion, that intention becomes geometry. This is the proof of coherence, the outer world echoing your inner rhythm. As the Lemurian current rises again, humanity is rediscovering what the ancients never forgot, that the planet itself is a living crystal, and our hearts are its facets. When enough hearts polish themselves through compassion, forgiveness, and gratitude, the earth shines as a single gem in the cosmic crown. Affirmation activation. I am the pulse of Gaia. My heart beats with the mother tone. Through coherence, I remember the light of Lemuria. Breathe once more. 5 seconds in, 5 seconds out. No retention, just flow. The planet exhales as you do. The grid brightens. The crystalline frequency of Gaia has found its way back through you.
Chapter 3. The Light Stored in the Heart. When Lemuria descended beneath the waves of memory, its light didn't vanish, it withdrew inward. The temples dissolved into the ocean, but their blueprints were preserved inside the human heart, waiting for the next cycle of awakening. Every lifetime you've lived since then, every joy and heartbreak, every breath and tear has been part of the process of recovering that light, the slow remembering of who you truly are. Because light, when denied, doesn't die. It becomes emotion. It becomes the ache that drives the soul toward remembrance. The hidden library of light. Inside every heartbeat, photons are born, tiny packets of information, carrying the same crystalline geometry that once illuminated the Lemurian temples.
Modern biophysics calls this biophotonic emission, but the Lemurians called it the singing light, the sacred radiance stored within every cell. Your DNA is not a linear code, it's a living antenna. Each strand vibrates like a stringed instrument tuned to the frequency of your consciousness. When you think with love, when you breathe in coherence, when you feel gratitude without reason, the strands open and the Lemurian codes begin to sing again. That singing isn't metaphorical, it's real light, photons, measurable and alive, emitted from your heart's electromagnetic field. Each pulse interacts with the quantum field, collapsing waves of probability into patterns of harmony. This is how remembrance becomes manifestation, through light encoded in emotion. Emotions as carriers of light. The ancients never feared emotion. They honored it as the alchemy of ascension. Anger was fire to transmute. Grief was water to cleanse. Joy was air to lift. And love was the earth that anchored all frequencies into form. Every emotion you feel is an opportunity to release more stored light. When you allow yourself to feel without judgment, the crystalline structures within your body begin to resonate. Pain becomes permission. Forgiveness becomes liberation. You can almost hear it, the silent hum of remembrance in your bloodstream.
The science of the soul. Heart math researchers call this heart coherence, a measurable synchronization between heart, brain, and nervous system. But the Lemurians knew it as divine alignment, the state where the inner sun and the outer sun become one continuous pulse. When you breathe into that coherence, you reawaken the crystalline DNA, the light language that speaks directly to the quantum field. This is why intuition has grown stronger lately, why synchronicities appear faster, why dreams feel more vivid and emotion sharper. Because the light stored in your heart is reactivating, and the veil between dimensions is thinning. The electromagnetic field of your heart extends far beyond your body. When it expands in love, it reaches the field of another. Two coherent hearts together form a bridge, a microcrystalline temple that transmits information across the grid. This is how the new Lemuria is being rebuilt. One connection, one breath, one coherent vibration at a time. The ritual of remembrance. Place your right hand over your heart. Close your eyes. Inhale for 5 seconds. Exhale for 5 seconds. As you breathe, imagine a golden sphere glowing brighter with every heartbeat. Inside that light, you can see fragments of memory, temples of quartz, oceans of liquid silver, faces that feel both ancient and familiar. Don't analyze them, just feel. Whisper softly, "The light was never lost. It lives within me. I am the temple remembering itself." As these words leave your lips, your electromagnetic field brightens. You can feel it, warmth, pressure, maybe tears. This is activation, not the kind that comes from the outside, but from the reorganization of the light you already carry. Integration. Every act of compassion is a photon released. Every breath of coherence is a beam of Lemurian light traveling through time. The new Lemuria is not a myth waiting to be found. It's a frequency waiting to be felt.
And that frequency lives in the heart that remembers.
Chapter 4. The Remembering Through Emotion. In Lemuria, they taught that emotion was not weakness, it was technology. Every feeling was a code, every tear a key, every heartbeat a bridge to the divine. They understood that emotion was the language of light, and when translated through the heart, it could open dimensions, heal trauma, and rewrite timelines. What humanity calls feeling is, in truth, the electrical conversation between light and matter. Emotion is not random chemistry. It is the signature of consciousness moving through the nervous system. When you suppress it, the current stagnates. When you allow it, the frequency flows. And when you breathe through it, you become an instrument of transmutation, the alchemy of the soul. Emotion as frequency technology. The Lemurians saw emotion as vibration in motion. Fear was slow, heavy, magnetic, used to anchor lessons into form. Joy was fast, radiant, expansive, used to build bridges across realities. Grief was the vibration of purification. Love was the vibration of remembrance. They didn't repress emotion, they orchestrated it. They sang through sorrow, danced through rage, and breathed through longing, until every frequency harmonized with light. Through this, they mastered emotional coherence, the ability to hold contrasting vibrations in the same heart without fracturing. Today, this practice returns through the concept of emotional regulation and heart coherence, but its root is Lemurian, feeling everything while remaining centered in love. Your body is not punishing you when you feel, it's remembering. That wave of sadness, it's old energy surfacing for integration. That sudden joy, it's the crystalline code activating through your nervous system. When you breathe with awareness, 5 seconds in, 5 seconds out, you allow light to move through emotion instead of getting trapped within it. Each breath converts density into illumination. Each exhale releases a fragment of forgotten light. This is how the heart learns to speak again, through the music of feeling. The science of emotional alchemy. Neuroscience now proves what Lemurians practiced as sacred art. The heart's electromagnetic field is 60 times stronger than the brain's and responds instantly to emotion. When emotion is coherent, your field becomes harmonic. When chaotic, it distorts, attracting dissonance. You are literally broadcasting your emotional frequency into the quantum field. And the universe responds not to words or wishes, but to the vibration behind them. If you want to shift your reality, don't chase new thoughts, transmute old emotions, because what you feel is the true command the field obeys. Emotion is creation in progress. It is raw, quantum data in motion. When you hold fear and love together long enough for them to merge, a third frequency emerges, wisdom. That wisdom is the birth of higher consciousness. The ritual of release. Close your eyes. Place both hands over your heart. Breathe slowly, 5 seconds in, 5 seconds out. Visualize a spiral of light rising from your chest like smoke dissolving into the sky. See each breath carry away an emotion ready to transform. Grief, fear,
guilt, shame, rising into gold dust. Now whisper softly. Every feeling is sacred. Every wave is a message. I release and remember through love. Stay there for a moment. You may feel warmth in your palms or tears behind your eyes. Don't hold them back. The Lemurians called tears the water of ascension, the ocean reclaiming its memory through you. Integration, the frequency of grace. To remember through emotion is to honor the divine in the human experience. The pain you once rejected becomes the teacher you were waiting for. Every emotion, when met with breath and compassion, turns into a photon of remembrance, a particle of light rejoining the crystalline grid. This is how the crystalline heart purifies itself, not by denying emotion, but by turning feeling into frequency, density into light, humanity into divinity. Each wave that moves through you adds its tone to the symphony of Lemuria, the song of souls remembering they were never broken, only vibrating in different octaves of love. So breathe again. 5 seconds in, 5 seconds out. Let every inhale lift what was heavy. Let every exhale set it free. You are remembering through feeling, and that remembrance is the most sacred science of all.
Chapter 5. The Grid of Hearts. There is an invisible architecture woven through the earth, a lattice of light that connects mountain to mountain, ocean to ocean, soul to soul. It is not made of stone or metal. It is woven from frequency, from the invisible threads of coherent hearts remembering each other across time. The Lemurians called this sacred network the crystalline grid. Today, it is reawakening as the grid of hearts, the living nervous system of the planet. The living architecture of light. Every quartz deposit, every crystalline cavern, every drop of ocean water carries the same atomic structure as your heart. When you breathe in coherence, your electromagnetic field vibrates in resonance with these crystalline structures. They hear you. They respond. The pulse of your emotion travels through light faster than sound, faster than thought, connecting you instantly with the collective field of Gaia. This is not mythology, it's physics of consciousness. The magnetic field of your heart extends several meters beyond your body, and when another heart enters that range, the two fields synchronize. Their frequencies begin to dance. Now imagine millions of humans doing this simultaneously, breathing with intention, loving with awareness, feeling with reverence. That collective heartbeat becomes a global signal, a harmonic wave moving through the quantum field, reweaving the original Lemurian harmony into the Earth's atmosphere. The science of global coherence. Researchers studying the Global Coherence Initiative have measured subtle shifts in the Earth's magnetic field during mass meditations and emotional peaks. It's not coincidence, it's confirmation. The grid is real. It listens, and it strengthens through love. The Lemurians already knew this. They built their temples at nodal points, sacred intersections of the planetary grid, because those spots amplified intention. When they gathered in circle, their synchronized breathing created a resonance that stabilized weather patterns and even altered time perception. The temples were not sources of power, they were mirrors of collective coherence. That same phenomenon is happening again now, through us. Every time you breathe from the heart, every time you choose compassion instead of reaction, you light up a node in the global network. Every act of forgiveness sends a current through the crystalline veins of Gaia, reawakening the lost circuits of Lemuria. The emotional internet of light.
Think of it like a spiritual internet, where emotion is the signal and coherence is the connection speed. When you vibrate love, you log in. When you sink into fear, the connection weakens. Not because you're disconnected, but because static has entered the line. The key to reconnection is stillness, not effort. One breath in love reopens the link to the entire network. Through this grid, information travels beyond space and time. You felt it. The sudden thought of someone before they call. The wave of emotion that makes no logical sense. The sense that the earth herself is trying to speak through wind or memory. These are not coincidences. They are quantum feedback loops from the grid of hearts, reminding you that separation is illusion.
The return of Lemurian unity. The new Lemuria is not a continent. It's a frequency of unity anchored through coherence. When you breathe in love, you anchor that frequency. When you speak with compassion, you broadcast it. When you meditate in peace, you become a tower of light within the grid. The ancients said, a single, coherent heart can balance the storm of 1,000 minds. And now we are many. Millions of hearts beating in one rhythm, bridging heaven and earth through vibration. This is the grid of hearts, the nervous system of the new earth being rebuilt in real time. Ritual. Activation. Place your hand over your heart. Visualize golden threads extending from your chest, connecting to the hearts of others who are listening to this same message. See those threads weaving into a glowing web around the planet, radiant, crystalline, alive. Whisper softly, I am part of the grid of hearts. My love travels faster than light. My coherence stabilizes the earth. As you breathe, feel warmth spreading through your body, subtle waves of magnetic rhythm. That is not imagination. That is the field responding. You have just reconnected another strand of the Lemurian network. It's happening everywhere, in meditations, in acts of kindness, in quiet forgiveness. The grid hums louder each day. It's not coming, it's already here, vibrating beneath your skin. Integration. Message from the field. The grid of hearts is the proof that we were never meant to ascend alone. We rise together, breath by breath, coherence by coherence. Each awakened soul becomes a transmitter of harmony, and through that unity, the planet heals herself. Remember, every word of love is a crystal being placed back into Gaia's crown. Every heartbeat in coherence rebuilds the temples that once glowed beneath the Lemurian sun. And those temples are not ruins. They are living memories being written again through you. The grid is not found, it is felt. The temple is not built, it is remembered.
Chapter 6. The Feminine Pulse. The crystalline heart beats with a rhythm that is unmistakably feminine, soft yet unstoppable, luminous yet grounded. It is the pulse of the Divine Mother, returning through the body of humanity after ages of silence. In Lemuria, the feminine wasn't worshipped, it was lived. Every woman, every man carried it as an inner current, the force of creation that knows without thinking, heals without effort, and leads without control. The Lemurians called it Mara, the sacred flow, the frequency of intuition, compassion, and birth. That pulse is rising again. You feel it in the warmth behind your chest, the tenderness that sometimes brings tears for no reason. It is the feminine current re-entering your field, reminding you that softness is strength, that receptivity creativity is intelligence, that love is the highest form of order. When the world feels unstable, this pulse invites balance, not through domination, but through surrender into coherence. When you breathe slowly, 5 seconds in, 5 seconds out, you align with her rhythm. You stop resisting life and start dancing with it. The new Lemuria will not be built by force. It will blossom through presence, through hearts that remember how to listen again. Every act of kindness, every breath of empathy, every moment of true stillness amplifies the feminine field, the golden current uniting heaven and earth. Whisper softly, I am the pulse of the mother. My heart beats in harmony with creation. And as you breathe, feel that current move through you, a wave of peace, a soft vibration, the same rhythm that once guided the Lemurian seas. This is the feminine pulse, the heartbeat of the new earth returning through you.
Chapter 7. The Activation. This is the moment where remembrance becomes embodiment, when the crystalline heart shifts from knowing to being. You've listened. You've remembered. Now the frequency must move through you. Close your eyes. Place one hand over your heart, the other above the navel. Inhale for 5 seconds. Exhale for 5 seconds. With each breath, feel golden light spiraling through your spine, the current of Lemurian coherence awakening the codes within your DNA. This light is not outside of you. It's the energy you've carried through lifetimes waiting for permission to rise. And breath is that permission. As you inhale, draw energy from the Earth's crystalline core. As you exhale, send it upward through your crown, releasing it into the quantum field. You are completing the ancient circuit, heaven and earth meeting in the temple of your body. Whisper softly. The light within me is awake. I breathe coherence into creation. I am the Lemurian heart, reborn. Hold that vibration for a few moments. Feel warmth expanding through the ribs, subtle tingling at the crown. That is the activation, the Lemurian plode remembering itself through your breath. You don't need to visualize it, you just need to feel it. Because every coherent heartbeat is a pulse of light traveling through the grid, synchronizing with thousands of others who are awakening now. This is not imagination. This is resonance. The activation is complete when you realize you are not the receiver. You are the transmitter. Chapter 8. The Return of the Crystalline Heart. The crystalline heart of the earth is awakening. You can feel it in every heartbeat, in every wave of synchronicity that finds you, in every breath that feels like déjà vu from another lifetime. The ancient Lemurian light was never lost. It was waiting for hearts brave enough to carry it again. Every coherent breath you take now becomes architecture in the unseen. The temples of light are being rebuilt, not of stone, but of vibration, formed by compassion, gratitude, and coherence. This is how the new Lemuria rises, through humanity remembering its divine rhythm. You are not separate from this ascension. You are the pulse of it, a living crystal inside the body of Gaia, beating in harmony with her soul. Every act of love you choose is a beacon within the global grid, reconnecting forgotten nodes of light. Through you, the planet remembers herself. So breathe.
Inhale the golden current of the earth. Exhale light into the world. The field listens, responds, and magnifies your vibration. Whisper softly, "The crystalline heart of Lemuria beats within me. I am coherence. I am remembrance. I am the new earth rising." And as you speak, you feel it. Warmth in the chest, stillness in the mind, electricity in the air. That is the resonance of completion, the return of the heart that never stopped beating. Lemuria was never a place to be found. It was a frequency to be remembered. And through you, that frequency lives again.
Final chapter. Epilogue. The Bridge of Light. The journey returns to where it began, the heart. Every word you heard, every breath you took, was a seed of remembrance awakening inside you. The crystalline heart is not only yours, it is ours, shared by every soul who has chosen love in a world that forgot. You are the bridge between worlds. Through you, the new Lemuria breathes again. Through your coherence, the earth heals. Through your compassion, humanity remembers its origin. So breathe once more, 5 seconds in, 5 seconds out, and feel it. The field responding, the grid glowing, the unity expanding. Whisper softly, with conviction, "We are the bridge of light. We are coherence made flesh. We are Lemuria remembering itself." Let that phrase linger in the silence, because the silence after truth is what makes the truth eternal. Message to the ones who remember. If this transmission resonated, it's because your soul recognizes its own frequency. This isn't coincidence, it's synchronization. The awakening doesn't end here. It continues, deeper, and I've prepared something special for those who feel called to walk further. In our members area, you'll find exclusive videos, guided meditations, and advanced Lemurian activations, experiences that go beyond what the public can access. Each one is designed to expand your field, stabilize your energy, and connect you directly with the crystalline network of awakened hearts around the planet. You'll also receive monthly transmissions, private teachings on energy coherence, and sound frequency journeys recorded in sacred tuning, all crafted to help you embody the light, not just understand it. Join the members area today, because what you feel here is only the beginning, and together, in coherence, we'll continue rebuilding the new Lemuria, one heart at a time.